As members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank. It's time to expect more.
Hey, Eddie, I'm playing Augusta in a few hours, and I need a fourth. Want to join us?
Georgia's close, but it's not that close, Alex.
Not Georgia. Golden Ocala. I'm a member at Golden Ocala, and this course has 8 tribute holes, like number 12 and 13. You know, part of Amen Corner, and the postage stamp, and the road hole. It's a phenomenal track. My family and I always have a great time at the pool and at the restaurants. They've got 3, you know. The kids love the tennis programs. My wife practically lives at the spa, and I've been bulking up with a personal trainer in their fitness center. Joining Golden Ocala was one of the best decisions I've ever made, aside from marrying my wife, of course. So you want to join us in a few hours?
Absolutely. I can't wait to play the first hole in golf and the road hole too. Hey, how do I become a member at Golden Ocala?
Eddie, just call 352-402-4343.
Luxury and great golf is affordable at Golden Ocala. Call 352-402-4343 to join.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The U.S. levels a warning at militant
We've
groups.
made very clear time and again that if you come after Americans, we're going to come after you wherever you are. And that's what's going to guide our planning in the days to come.
Deputy National Security Advisor Ben Rhodes, a day after the al-Qaeda breakaway Islamic State group in Iraq released video of its execution of an American journalist. Those militants killing more than 60 people today in an attack on a Sunni mosque. Pentagon saying our warplanes have made 3 more airstrikes against the militants near the Mosul Dam. As for the president's response,
any additional action that he would take is one that he would explain to the American people, whether it's in Iraq or anywhere else. And we will keep the American people fully informed.
A coalition of lawyers has filed a lawsuit against federal immigration authorities, claiming detainees at a New Mexico detention center aren't getting proper legal representation. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Too many burgers topped with chicken fried steak dipped in nacho cheese would do a number to your arteries. Grime and sludge do the same to your engine, but without that delicious flavor. Luckily, Napa has Seafoam motor treatment for just $7. So with $7, grab some Seafoam at Napa and get your engine's arteries clean. And eat a vegetable every once in a while. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/14.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and about $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 full-color business cards for only $9.99. That's right, only $9.99. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code 2000 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com.
On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Laura Caldwell. She's an attorney and the founder of the Life After Innocence Project at Loyola University in Chicago. She'll be speaking to us about her book, The Dog Park.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
Matt Gibbs will be in the studio. He's the owner of Sunrise Automotive, and he'll be on the air answering your questions about your cars.
Have all of your political questions answered by U.S. Representative Richard Nugent.
And then Charlotte Reed will be on with us. She's a pet trendologist and a contributor to The View, Fox and Friends, CNN, and The Today Show, and she'll be on talking to us about pet safety in the home.
Lady Therese Robinson was awarded the title of Lady in 2006 when her husband was given a knighthood by Queen Elizabeth. She's written a book called Letter from Paris.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
We should eat our larger meals earlier in the day so we have energy, and eat our smallest meal at night so the body can focus on sleeping. Successful relationships aren't supposed to be perfect. They require vulnerability. Telling yourself that the guy isn't good enough, our expert says you're really just giving yourself an excuse to stop trying. Couples should send 2 texts a day that provoke interest, like, I want to tell you about this cool vacation idea I had.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, back in the program, before I tell you about the Ebola story and the doggy dining story, a piece of good news today, and I first saw it, Tom James texted me, then I saw it online on Facebook. We talked about this a lot, about the naming of the administrative building and the complex, Marion Tech Institute, for the late Mac Dunwoody, a former superintendent, who was a great Ocalan and did so many things for our community. And whether, if that was going to take place. And we had that conversation on this program a lot and actually talked with Bobby James about it. Well, it got done. And there's a sign, there's a picture on Facebook and the sign, it says Robert Mac Dunwoody on it across the front of the building. And I salute the people who did that, because I think there are certain ways to memorialize people in the area where they did so much to serve. And we should have more things like that in our town. We have a few highways named after people who've been great Ocala, Marion counties, but we should, I'm not saying we should build a whole bunch of statues around town, but there are ways to honor people for their service and the good they've done in our community. And I want to congratulate the people. I know that Bobby James, the school board, was one of those who led the charge on it. And I'm sure there are others I'm leaving out, and I apologize for that, so I don't have all the details. But I'm very proud of Mac Dunwoody. I'm proud that he has been the one who's been recognized for this service. Mac passed away, of course, here just a year ago, just a couple of weeks ago. It was the anniversary of his death. So kudos to those people who did that. That's a good thing.
It's been a year since Mac, a little over a year since Mac.
Yeah, I saw
seems
the
like
post.
It was yesterday.
Anna Dunwoody posted something the other day about her kids being with us and being with her and so I'm happy. And
he walked this town through a serious time in history,
a critical time. And by the way, there are other people who are. One thing I like about Gateway Bank, what Tom Ingham and his staff, Rusty Branson, they all do over there, is I love that they name their rooms after people. They've got the Augie Griner Jr., Augie Griner Sr. Room, and they got Oni Ponder. They've got Oni Ponder. They've got Augie Griner. They use their names to memorialize people, which I think is great. Augie Griner, by the way, another person who I think is extraordinary, did so much for this community, and in my mind, something needs to be named after him in our community. Just my thoughts on that.
Every time you say the name Augie Griner, I just think of stories you tell about Augie Griner, and it makes me smile.
Yeah, and he'd be the first one smiling with you. We had some great times together, some funny times, and
I'll never look at a Coke float the same way ever again.
Yeah, it was a different kind of experience there, and of course, as you know, at the funeral, Coke floats were served. One of his favorite things that he had. Anyway, we can't get in that story today,
but it's a great story.
Yeah. Let me get back to the story about dogs. Your dog doesn't travel with you. Mine doesn't much. But I wish I could do more because I have a small dog, and I end up, number one, I hate to leave him, and secondly, I pay a woman who is worth every penny of it. Don't get me wrong,
right?
To come, but you'd like not to cost you an arm.
Well, my dog Static, the big one that passed away.
Yeah,
he traveled with me everywhere. I took him, would crate him, and put him in planes to go to Vegas. He would go to me to poker tournaments and everything. I took him everywhere.
Yeah, in California, they've had a law change, and they can now legally have a meal on the restaurant patio with their dogs there. Now, the dogs can't eat there, obviously, but they can go on the patio and take their dogs. It's Governor Jerry Brown signed it into law. Liberal Democrat who indicts everybody signed it into law. Starting next year, California dogs will be able to dine al fresco if they are wearing leashes and are relaxing in a corner. So the new law clarifies a part of the state's health code that banned dogs in restaurants, including on outdoor patios and courtyards. So the rule has caused a lot of confusion because some local governments choose to enforce the law. But by the way, what do you do when you have a blind person who comes in and has to have the dog with you?
Well, service industry animals are always allowed in, but I service animals. But when I ran Mellow Mushroom in Savannah and the one in Statesboro and the one in Gainesville, there may have been laws against it, but as long as you had your dog on a leash and it laid under your table, you could bring them on our deck and hang out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a violation of the law or not, but we allowed it.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're getting more doggy friendly. Ebola, that dreaded disease that just killing so many people, obviously in Africa. Chinese people are having a real difficult time with it. According to the story on Wired Service AFP, Chinese people are fleeing Africa, they have understaffed crews and rumors of fears. Air France, from their flight from Freetown to Paris, is an example of the global panic that's now happening in the face of Ebola. Apparently, they had this flight. And rumors got swirled around the cabin about there was somebody there with 3 ill children, one with fever and 2 diarrhea. Everybody started speculating. It might be Ebola. What are you going to do? You're in a plane. You can't escape. The crews of these flights are also short-staffed because they don't want to go on this Airbus from Ebola, from West Africa to Paris or anyplace else. Air France is still one of the airlines that still flying to affected countries, but a lot of nations have closed their borders for fear that something's going to happen. They, by the way, now have claimed 1,350 people this disease had. So anyway,
well, it seems like that experimental drug works, though.
Yeah, but that's a long shot. It's a long shot. If you got it, your chances of survival are still low. They go from 30 to maybe 45%. There's a short hop between Freetown and Conakry, and of course the long haul flight from Paris. And as this writer talks about, nobody wore the mask in that short hop between the two. And I guarantee you, if I'm going on a flight, if there's a mask, I'm wearing it for sure, because already there's so many airborne sicknesses in a flight. And if you get a disease there, it's just obviously it's like being in a place where quarantined people are. So
you'd wear a mask, buddy?
Of course I would. So anyway, there's a lot of industry being affected by it, and people in China apparently got no place to go. And according to this story, some people are just leaving their work completely. They quoted a woman named Wu Gang, 60 years old. So she closed her textile shop, and she explained that the fruits of a decade of work building up this business had employees gone. And so a lot of Chinese people are leaving because they're afraid if they stay there and in that area, or say in West Africa, they're going to die. So it's tough. It's a tough deal. It's a tough deal, and hopefully, as you say, that experimental drug will take a little.
Both the American people stricken with it that were at Emory have now been released.
Yeah, I saw that.
And are at home. So
yeah,
seems to work on them. But then American medicine is pretty good. So third world country medicine is a lot different.
Well, a lot of people in the third world, this story goes on to mention it, they're all relying upon a lot of the Americans to come up with a cure for it.
Right.
They're begging Americans, please,
Well, have we reached the hysteria yet? I remember, I know we haven't reached the hysteria yet, but I remember this seems oddly like the early 1980s to me, the late 1970s and the early 1980s. Remember when the AIDS epidemic first came out, it was people were worried about masks and everything, and then all of a sudden it got attached as a homosexuality disease, and hysteria, before science is able to explain it, hysteria takes over. And that's what I think is happening here. Am I wrong in that analogy?
But with good cause. Look, I've lived through several of these.
Yeah.
I was there when polio was disease.
Yeah.
Everybody was scared to death. Your mother didn't want you to go to the movie. You had to wash your hands, you should anyway, ad nauseum. They told you back in those days, don't get hot, overheated, and come in and try to cool yourself off too fast. It may cause you to have a heat stroke. You might get paralysis. And there were a lot of people who got polio until the Salk vaccine came along. It was a scary, scary time. So I know what that's like. Now, polio isn't always fatal, but of course, polio is no bargain. And, a fatal disease, I can't imagine what this country would be like if we had something like the 1918 Spanish flu epidemic.
Yeah.
Which killed millions and millions and millions of people.
Black Plague of the 1300s.
Exactly. So, anyway, not a pleasant subject to think about, but something that I want to get this story before we go to break. Remember about 8, 9 months ago, we had a story on paddle boating, people who were in rehab.
In Tampa. That was
Bruce Denson.
Right, yeah.
From Ocala. His parents, of course, are from
taking drug addicts and stuff, recovering drug addicts.
Yeah, that was just one thing. And
right.
So he was big into paddleboarding, of course, which is what Tom Ingram was all about, too. And they're having an event this weekend locally. And I got a note off Facebook, and I asked Bruce to send it to me. They're going to have something, a social paddle on Lake Weir. Going to start at Eaton's Beach. And you go there, and they've got some board Sherpas to help out. You'll be five cards dealt along the water where paddlers will draw a playing card. This could be your deal, Tom. Best hand at the end of the day will win cash money. And so there's a paddle addict tent at the end of the paddle, and it'll give you a lunch ticket. You should bring your vessel and your paddle, and of course your sunscreen. So this weekend, spectator lunches are available for $10. So if you want to get one, check it out this weekend on the weekend on Saturday. It's the paddleboard event, which of course helps a lot of people. It's located, of course, out at Eaton's Beach, and there's an address for it. You can just Google it online. And great job by Bruce and his crew for doing that doing something for the people out here. Again, the tickets are available for $10. They'll have shirts for $15, and of course the money goes for a good cause. They have paddleboard yoga starting at 8:30 with power yoga from Ocala. They have captain's meeting at 11 o'clock. They start at 11, and they have lunch at 12:30, and then the awards after the party. So it should be a good time for everybody. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, good thing to do, go down and check out the paddleboard event at Eaton's Beach. We'll take a break. I guess we got Lieutenant Billy Woods coming in. Is that right, Tom?
Yes.
He'll be here.
And Major Don Maines is in.
Don Maines. All right. They'll be here for Ask the Cops, so stay tuned for that, too. Coming back, we'll play Fact or Factoid to see if we can grab a suspect for Tom on that, right here in the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor. So saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on.
Hi, this is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. My son Bo and I practice exclusively in the representation of accident victims. And we've been asked many times why we would support and sponsor the program Ask the Cops with Sheriff Blair and Chief Graham, who are in the world of criminal law enforcement. Well, these legal rights actually overlap. In civil law enforcement, we're in the business of recovering for victims of accidents that which has been taken away from them and holding the responsible party accountable. Both civil law and criminal law share those common goals. So we're all in the field of law enforcement, and for that reason, we're proud to sponsor Ask the Cops on the Voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin. So if your family or a friend needs help in an accident situation, feel free to contact us at our website, www.the Briggs Law Firm. We're located in the Ocala Historic District.
$1370 WOCA.
We are The Source, WOCA. Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
I'm Diane Schreer, candidate for School Board, Marion County District 4. I'm asking you to vote for me in this primary. A healthy economy requires a healthy school system. Our children are our future. We must improve the quality of education so our children can compete, not only in the local and national arena, but globally as well. This is a nonpartisan election, and you may vote for me throughout the county. Again, please vote for me. I'm the best qualified candidate and totally committed to improving education here. I'm Diane Schreer, candidate for School Board, Marion County District 4.
Back in Voice of Ocala, coming up at the top, Ask the Cops. Lieutenant Billy Woods, I believe Major Don Maines will be here. I think that's the word I hear. Yeah. Turn your mic on.
Sheriff's Department just called and said, are y'all at the bank or are y'all at the studio?
Yeah,
I said, the studio. She said, I'll radio Major Maines and let him know.
Okay. It's time for a little fake or facto. You only got a couple minutes to get it done, and I think this will be an easy win for Billy Woods, so let me give it to you. I do have tweets and quotes.
He has a handgun. Of course it's going to be an easy win for him.
We'll say tweets and quotes here for next hour at the end of the Ask the Cops, just to get our set our mood. Fake or factoid. Number 7 jersey was worn by Joe Theismann, John Reeves, and Danny Werfel.
Fact.
Both say fact. Both correct.
Booyah!
I thought we'd just do a little seventh thing today. There are 7 archangels. The archangels are Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Chamuel, Jophiel, and Zacchiel.
Fact.
Yeah, I'll go with fact. Sounds right.
You're going to go 7? You're following what you go give the same answer each time. You're just going to copycat back and forth. Okay. All right. Just going to do the same thing. All right, you're both correct.
Booyah!
Number 3, in the dry valleys region of Antarctica, it has not rained in 2 million years, according to scientists.
Fact.
Fake.
Tom says fact. Lieutenant Wood says fake. Tom is correct.
Yeah. It's the driest desert on the face of the earth.
All right, Billy, you only one down. You got 2 more to go here now.
I just didn't want to be a lemming.
yeah. I talked you into it, didn't I? Yeah. Or a parrot.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 4, newborn babies automatically have 43% of their IQs 3 hours after birth.
Fact.
Fake.
Tom says fake. Billy says fact. The answer is fake. Ugh. Tom, you've actually won now, but I'll ask the last question. Quickly. You're born with 300 bones. When you get to be an adult, you only have 206.
Fact.
Fact.
You're both correct. Don't have time for the number today. Stay tuned for Ask the Cops coming up next right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Commercial Bank approval. Vehicle purchase process of fixed rate allowance.
Hey Ocala, does your old car pass this coolness test? Does it smell like a dirty gym bag? Guzzle gas at the pump? Embarrass you at work? If so, then it's time to get back to cool in a nicer, newer car today.
Chris Spears here from Prestige Auto Sales. Summer was great for business, but soon the cooler temperatures will drag down my sales. So this month, I'm helping you get back to cool. Bring me in your old car and I'll give you up to $3,853 more than it's worth.
Worried about the credit history pop quiz? No need to cram for this exam.
With our For the People credit approval process, we will help you make the grade with banks and lenders who want to get you approved. Getting back to cool is easier than algebra.
You deserve a car that's too cool for school, but don't miss the bus.
My Back to Cool event ends when we've helped 57 people get cool in a nicer, newer car. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit us at Prestige Auto Sales or call 694-1234. Yes, 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Hi, this is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. Traditional help for truly injured. We trademark registered this belief years ago as our description of our practice at the Briggs Law Firm. By traditional help, we mean that clients actually meet with a partner in the firm who will personally handle their case, not a paralegal. Well, what about truly injured? We limit our practice to injury claims having merit with clients who indeed have been injured. So if you or a loved one have been truly injured, compare our credentials at the Briggs Law Firm. or call us at 671-4600.
This is Allstate Agent Kevin McDonald, and our agency is a proud sponsor of the Marion County Friday Night High School Football Game of the Week. I grew up in Ocala, and I'm proud to support high school athletics throughout Marion County. For all your insurance and employee benefit needs, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333. Our agency has been a proud member of the Ocala-Marion County community since 1985, with offices in Ocala and the Villages.
Hi, I'm Buddy Martin, the host of The Voice of Ocala, every weekday from 3 to 6 right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. A lot of people ask me, how do you keep a muzzle on Tom Schmitz? Forget about it.
Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your Pedigree Palace will be a reality in no time.
Hey, it's Christy with Ocala Mac and PC Repair and Ocala Guest Wi-Fi to let you know we have you covered. We are the only local certified Apple and Microsoft computer company in Ocala. We are family owned and operated. From mobile repair to wireless networks, viruses, new systems, or security cameras, we do it all. Check us out online, ocalamacpc.com, or give us a call, 352-566-8324.
Tell them Nick, Madison, or Mason sent you and get free diagnostic.
Get your internet telephone service from the company that brought affordable internet service to Ocala in the first place. All is Safe is a sister company of Ocala Guest Wi-Fi, a company you've known and trusted for all your internet needs. Whether you need a phone or hundreds, we've got the products and services to meet your needs both now and in the future. Our plans include everything from local and long-distance calling to equipment maintenance and even software upgrades. You can count on All is Safe to give you cost certainty knowing that your bill will be the same next week, next month, or even next year. Call 352-450-8647 today to learn how to cut your monthly telephone bill up to 60%.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superioraluminiumdesign.com.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Don Matheson. The first Israeli death is being reported since the resumption of fighting following the collapse of ceasefire talks.
The mortar attack in a southern Israeli village near the border with Gaza struck near a kindergarten, killing a 4-year-old boy. Earlier, a rocket hit a synagogue, causing damage and injuring worshippers. The Israelis are continuing with airstrikes.
Fox News Radio's Emily Wither in Jerusalem. The U.S. is condemning Russia for sending a convoy of more than 100 trucks into Ukraine.
Russia should not send vehicles, persons, or cargo of any kind into Ukraine, whether under the guise of humanitarian convoys or any other pretext, without Kyiv's express permission.
Pentagon spokesman Rear Admiral John Kirby, Moscow says the vehicles contain humanitarian aid. In Iraq, Sunni lawmakers suspend talks on forming a new government, this after at least 64 people killed in a mosque bombing. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Too many burgers topped with chicken fried steak dipped in nacho cheese would do a number to your arteries. Grime and sludge do the same to your engine, but without that delicious flavor. Luckily, Napa has Seafoam motor treatment for just $7. So with $7, grab some Seafoam at Napa and get your engine's arteries clean. And eat a vegetable every once in a while. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/14.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and about $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 full-color business cards for only $9.99. That's right, only $9.99. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code 2000 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 2000.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry. We didn't leave you.
You think he's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
About your sensei.
Bow to your sensei. It's time for the second hour of the voice of Ocala. Hoo-ah!
You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Hello, welcome to Hour 2 of the program. We're not at Gateway Bank, but we are here at the studios, and we have with us today two fine gentlemen in law enforcement who are going to capably fill in for the guys that they work for. And I always like to remind them of the Wally Pipp story. The guy who took a day off and got replaced, and Lou Gehrig stepped in, and, well, Wally Pipp never got his job back. So I'm just saying, I'm not going to cause you a problem.
The rest is history.
Lieutenant Billy Woods from the police department joins us here today. Again, no stranger, and Major Don Maines, also not a stranger to the program. Gentlemen, welcome. Good to see you again.
Always a pleasure. It is. Great to be here.
We have an array of topics to discuss today, but that I think so much of what we know about law enforcement we see, obviously, on television or online. You know, you never know if what you see is what you're really getting. You can't help but watch some of the compelling scenes of Ferguson, Missouri right now. We're all wondering how that happened, what happened. And there are times, gentlemen, I got to be honest, I had flashbacks. And Tom brought this up the other day. We had this thought simultaneously, and it reminded me of the 60s in Alabama. Well, what I saw, the scenes now, okay?
Right.
Not casting any aspersions on anybody, just the scene, the picture in my mind.
Yeah.
With things that I saw. And I thought we were past that in this country, you know. And it also reminded me of Baghdad. You know, that's what it felt like, you know.
Right.
And quite frankly, I don't know what happened there that day. And we're not going to really know what happened until we get into the courtroom, hopefully. And hopefully we'll know then. But there's certainly two sides to that story, and a lot of people don't understand it. And in my own house, my wife and I don't agree on what happened. So, and we'll discuss Ferguson from the standpoint of what happened, what we think happened, what looks like to you, both of you in law enforcement. Certainly we don't want people, you know, obviously put our police officers in harm's way. And we know you are in harm's way already, and we know it's a dangerous job, and we all appreciate the risk that you have in your job and the threats.
Well, we appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, and so now, but it is a dilemma, and I've talked about this a lot on this show and written stories about it, whatever. It's a tough call. When a guy comes at you, and you feel threatened, and you're fairly confident you're going to be injured or hurt, and you draw your weapon. And everybody I've talked to and heard about and listened to is, and I've heard the sheriff and the chief say this, if you draw your weapon, you better be ready to use it.
That's true. That is absolutely correct.
And that doesn't mean shoot him in the leg.
Right.
So that's how the policy is. It's here. I'm sure the same thing. It's in every law enforcement agency. But it's that instantaneous, very little instant.
Fraction of a second.
You have to make that choice.
Correct.
How do you train people to do that, Don?
We don't train to shoot people in the leg. We don't train to shoot them in the arm. We train to hit center mass, both in the chest area and once in a while in the head. We're generally shooting for the central mass area because that's the largest area, and that contains obviously the heart and vital organs. You're only going to fire when it's a life and death situation. And you know, we could argue all day on what's reasonable, but that comes down to a matter for the courts. But with regard to Ferguson, what you're seeing is what we see over and over again. We saw it, like you said, in the 60s quite a bit, and I'm a little older than Billy, so I remember the 60s well, and I remember the civil rights movement, and I was in Washington, D.C. when all that was going on. So there's a lot of history there. But I'm also fearful, like you are. Sometimes when we have these situations, it looks like we haven't come very far.
Exactly how I feel about it.
And we need to, instead of making these snap judgments, these knee-jerk reactions, I would pray and hope that the community would give it time, for all the facts to come out. But I understand that there are racial issues involved with some of these things, and I understand that the public is gaining a mistrust of some of the things that they're seeing. I'm hearing things like the militarization of law enforcement, and we don't look at it that way at all. We look at it as providing equipment to keep our guys safe when they go out and have to combat these problems. Yes, it's true that we do start to resemble the military in a lot of ways, but we aren't facing cap pistols out there anymore. We are facing AK-47s, and the general public is arming themselves quite a bit. And by the way, there goes Tim Libertor right there. That was the Sheriff's Office Deputy of the Year for the state of Florida.
Yeah, law enforcement, we've had him on the program.
Yeah.
I think he got it twice, didn't he?
Great guy, yeah. Both the Attorney General's office and from the Sheriff's Association.
Yeah, I believe a criminal approached him one day.
Yeah.
That was another story.
That's the guy, the bright guy
But
on
back
the city
to the
street.
point, I understand the general public's concern about the way we look, but we have modernized equipment, and we've got things going on now like bulletproof vests. Now, when I joined the department, I didn't have a bulletproof vest. That was a brand new technology. As a matter of fact, I bought my own bulletproof vest, and that was in 1973. So things have changed. This is the 21st century, and it's very tough to be a cop nowadays.
It is tough to be a cop. And Lieutenant Woods, the other part of this thing is you have to arm yourself for the worst possible scenarios.
Absolutely.
Which is to say, when you're dealing with drug dealers, you better have some armory.
You always expect the unexpected, and you prepare for the worst.
Here's the bad part about Ferguson. It looks like sometimes in the pictures that it's an army fighting against people who are unarmed. That's what it looks like in the pictures. And so yet when you have all those, they call them Bearcats, all these
Correct.
This stuff is like tanks and whatever. It reminds you of Tiananmen Square and the tank bearing down on the person. But about what we say about it, that image exists in even people who are sympathetic to law enforcement. That image exists. Like Don said, he remembers Birmingham.
Absolutely.
Tom had a call the other day where someone said to him the other day about, what they ought to do. No, he heard on TV. He heard
the lady on CNN said they ought to use water cannons on them. And I'm like, do you not remember the 60s? Water cannons and African Americans are not two things you should ever do again in this country.
That's correct.
So there you are, Billy, and that's the issue. It's a tough call to go and when someone is. This was the 18-year-old kid. I don't know what happened to the robbery and of the story. I saw his parents last night interviewed by Anderson Cooper. They seemed like very, very reasonable people. They seemed like people who raised their son, and they said to respect the police and the law enforcement.
Right.
And, and they said, and this is what we get for it. Now, do I know what their son did? No, I don't really know what happened there. I don't know if he had tried to draw the pistol from the officer. I don't know. But it seemed, again, all we have is what we hear and see in our feelings. It seemed like this was an unfortunate mistake, exacerbated by the young boy. But he was 18 unarmed. And no matter what we say, he was 18 and unarmed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's people say, you shot a guy 6 times who was unarmed? So, again, he came at me. So that's a tough call.
Well, it is. It is an extremely tough call. Everybody, these type of situations, a lot of folks react off of emotion. And, even though we don't have a perfect system, a judicial system, it is the best judicial system across this world. And we must have faith and hope in the judicial system that everything will come. We only hear bits and pieces. We only hear one individual story. A person that thinks they saw the whole thing,
Correct.
They only saw a fraction
That's correct.
of what occurred. It's even like we were discussing off the air about the videos. The videos don't always tell you everything. They only give you a portion. And then sometimes, like the poor sheriff's office, you got these individuals that'll show a fraction. Where you have 8 seconds, they'll show only the 8 seconds of a video when you have 28 minutes of a video. It doesn't give you all of the circumstances. Right. We don't train our officers, we don't train our deputies to react off of emotion. We train them to react off of the situation and the circumstances in which they're presented.
And what you see and what you think is happening.
That is correct.
And let's keep in mind that, yeah, he was 18 and he was unarmed, but he was also 6'4", and he was about 260 pounds.
Right.
And he had just stolen some items out of a grocery store that he was aware of.
Yeah.
Now, the police officer wasn't aware of that, apparently, from the reports I've seen.
They did not know that at the time.
And that 6'4".
At first they thought they did, then they said no, they did not.
Yeah, that 6'4", 18-year-old can kill you just as easily as anybody.
Right. And that's one of the things the parents said. He's always been big for his age, and we warned him about the fact that because he was so big, that people might mistake him for an adult, or whatever. And let's face it, 13-year-old kids are shooting and killing people today. So age is not
age is.
So age is not that much of a factor. But again, because he was so big and imposing, I'm going to feel threatened if I see that in front of me.
I'm 6'2", 210. So yeah, he out-towers me and outweighs me.
If somebody came at you 5'2" and 100 pounds, you wouldn't feel quite so threatened, would you?
No, correct.
Yeah, so that's part of it. All right, Lieutenant Billy Woods and Major Don Maines are here for the Ask the Cop segment. Interesting conversation, guys. Appreciate your candor on that. We're going to talk about behavior, okay? That's an important topic and one that has come into the news lately of law enforcement officers. Look, I think you have 800 people in the Sheriff Department. How many does the Police Department have?
We have just over 200.
200, okay. 800.
Well, let me correct that. We used to have 900. Now we have 700.
Okay, 7. So you have 700. Every organization with 700 people, even 200, is going to have an issue with an employee.
Yes.
It's going to happen. And then when you mix things in with emotion, passion, desire to, apprehend somebody, things go wrong sometimes. And whether they did or not, that's one of the issues before the Sheriff's Department right now with the suspension of 5 people in the Sheriff's Office. I'll ask Major Maines to talk about it as much as he can, and just even the procedure of how it works and how tough it must be to have to take people off the street that are really out there trying to make arrests of the bad guys who maybe go across the line and end up losing a lot because of it.
Well, we've had a few incidents this year.
Let's hold it right there and come back after the break.
Okay.
And we'll get you to talk about that, and then we'll talk about Billy, who was a model officer his entire life, who set the curve, who never did anything wrong. Every traffic ticket he wrote back in the day was perfectly. There was never a form misplaced. A model officer.
Who in the heck is Buddy talking about?
I have no idea, Tom. I have no idea.
Greg's not here today.
Exactly.
Coming back next, right here on the other side. Ask the Cops, right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of the Properties Salon in downtown Ocala. Here in Florida, we're all about summertime fun, but along with the warm weather comes humidity, which leads to the dreaded frizzies. Are you tired of checking the weather report every morning before deciding to flat iron your hair? Sick of looking like the Lion King every day by noon? Has God just not seen fit to answer your prayers for patience and silky, frizz-free hair? Well, your troubles are over. Come to the Properties Salon for one of our hair smoothing systems. Specializing in Peter Coppola and Cezanne keratin smoothing treatments, the Properties Salon can tame your unruly locks with these formaldehyde-free formulas. And with the discount code BuddyRocks, you will save 20%. Not fighting the frizzies? Mention the same code BuddyRocks to save 20% off one of our many services such as cuts, color, extensions, and manis and petties. Gentlemen, this special is not just for the ladies. We do great cuts and color for men too. Check us out at theproperties.com for more information.
Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-850 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank. It's time to expect more.
Let's give it up for old asphalt and a new pair of shoes. Let's give it up for a good rhythm meeting a sweet melody. For a church cookout under clear skies. Let's give it up for good things coming together, like bundling your auto and other policies together with an Allstate agent, which can save you time and keep you better protected. Let's give it up for good.
To receive your comparative insurance quote, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Fredericks Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Fredericks Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Fredericks Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Fredericks Appliance.
On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Laura Caldwell. She's an attorney and the founder of the Life After Innocence Project at Loyola University in Chicago. She'll be speaking to us about her book, The Dog Park.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
Matt Gibbs will be in the studio. He's the owner of Sunrise Automotive, and he'll be on the air answering your questions about your cars.
Have all of your political questions answered by U.S. Representative Richard Nugent.
And then Charlotte Reed will be on with us. She's a pet trendologist and a contributor to The View, Fox and Friends, CNN, and The Today Show, and she'll be on talking to us about pet safety in the home.
Lady Therese Robinson was awarded the title of Lady in 2006 when her husband was given a knighthood by Queen Elizabeth. She's written a book called Letter from Paris.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Back with Lieutenant Billy Woods and Major Don Maines. How long does it take to become a major? You've been in this. You've been doing this a while.
I started in 1973.
What were you, a foot soldier?
I was a patrol officer, with the Hollywood Police Department. I was there for 14 years. Then
Even
I left
I can
there.
do that math. 41 years as a police officer.
And then I became a special agent with the Florida Department
I
of
do
Law
remember we
Enforcement.
talked about that one time.
I was there for 21 years. Then I went through the process they call drop, and I actually retired. And I was out in the retirement community, and then I started assisting then candidate Blair in his campaign. And when it was all over with, he asked me if I would come back and run his internal affairs operations.
Now that's got to be a tough job.
It is.
And which leads us right into the question, because what you're going to talk about as much as you can.
Sure.
5 deputies, I think they were all deputies, I believe.
Correct.
Were suspended because of their conduct. I hope I'm saying this right. In a drug bust.
Correct. Well, the conduct didn't deal with the drug bust itself.
Okay.
It was after we executed a search warrant.
Okay.
One of the suspects had fled the scene prior to our executing the search warrant, and there was a search in the area, and then there was an arrest effected upon him. And as a result of that, it was caught on video. And pursuant to the sheriff viewing the video, he was greatly alarmed by what he saw. And as a result, we decided that we needed to take immediate action, and that's what this sheriff did.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now what's the status of this? They're all suspended?
They are all suspended. The investigation was turned over to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, which is where I used to work.
Right.
Because there may be a criminal side of this. And as a result, the sheriff wanted an independent investigation done, so we called FDLE to perform that investigation. They're in the process of that, and then when they're finished with it, they turn it over to the state attorney's office for their evaluation as to whether there should be any criminal charges leveled.
I don't guess this is a way of answering this because, in a way, I'm wondering the people. Are they a younger group, older group, mixed? The 5 people.
The youngest on the force is, I don't know age-wise, they're probably mid-20s to mid-30s. Okay. But as far as time on the job, one of the deputies is 3 years on the job. Okay. I think the most time with the sheriff's office is 8 years. Okay.
So there's no real veteran in that group. I mean, is 8 years a veteran?
Well, a week sometimes you feel like you can make you a veteran. But, certainly the 8-year deputies have seen enough action I'd consider them veterans.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna wait and see what happens if there's any indictment or whatever it might be out of this or law enforcement, and we'll know from there what happens. And this was turned in by how did this process work?
We have with any time our deputies use what we call the use of force, go hands-on with somebody, whether it's over in the jail or out on the street, we have an internal process in which an investigation is done by the supervisors. And that's what took place here. Our supervisors observed something that raised their suspicions. Okay. And as a result, they found that there was a video of this. And they immediately, when they got their hands on the video, brought it to the sheriff's attention, and he took immediate action. But this is an internal review that we do with every use of force.
I got you.
Look, I just have a question, because the average person, when they hear internal affairs, our thought process of internal affairs is the Hollywood version. That internal affairs is the most hated group of police officers and on any police force, and that you're really there just to make sure other police officers end up going to jail and all. Talk a little bit about why internal affairs are important and get rid of some of the myths about, you're not, because the TV makes internal affairs look like they're the scourge of the police department.
Right. Well, I don't, my mother would probably take exception to that with regard to me, but.
You just don't get Christmas cards from those guys.
Not many. It's not the most popular spot on the department, but it's the same thing I always tell our troops. The department will defend you as long as we can. But when you go beyond either Florida state statute or beyond our policies and our procedures, which governs the actions of our deputies, if we can't defend you, then we won't. And you're on your own with regard to going outside of what we train you and what is this community would expect from their law enforcement.
All right, now, in the police department, you never worked in internal affairs, did you?
I have not, no.
I just don't see you as an internal affairs guy. I'm sorry. No offense to Don or you. I'm just saying that. So how does it work in the police department?
It's the same. It's the same process. We have any type of incident. We have a use of force. It's reviewed by supervisors. An incident occurs if the deputy chief or the chief feels that a case needs to go to the investigators in internal affairs. That's where it goes. They look into it a little deeper. All the facts, interviewing people. Major Means is correct. The deputies and officers, if you do the right thing for the right reasons, you have absolutely nothing to fear of internal affairs. It's as simple as that. Yep. The ones that fear it are usually the ones that are doing wrong. Look, we're no different than these folks that are walking right out here in front of us. Okay? We're no different than them. We're human beings.
Yes, you are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you are.
You don't see what we see outside this window.
But we're humans. We're fallible, and they're going to be the ones that slip through the cracks, and they're the ones that let emotion take over and do the wrong thing. Yeah. And we have internal affairs to stop them.
Yeah. We come back. And by the way, if you want to call during this segment, the Climate Control hotline is 622-9622, and if we can't put you through. Also, to ask either Lieutenant Billy Woods or Major Don Maines from the Sheriff's Office, and Billy, of course, from the Police Department, any questions you have. I'm interested in the CSI aspect, the forensics part of this. And like Tom said, there's the Hollywood version of what we see. Everything this day and time, like NCIS, there's always a body the first 3 minutes of every show because that's what it's built around. So I'm wondering how much that comes into play in your casework of your people. And if we could talk about forensics and do you remember one particular case that you were involved in where the forensics really were the evidence that you needed to find the person guilty or the prosecutor did? Maybe we can have a little discussion about
the Gainesville student homicide.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
that's a big one. Yeah, and the DNA, the whole and Don. DNA has changed everything.
Oh, yeah.
All right, coming up next, more with Don Maines and Billy Woods right here on Ask the Cops.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Happiness is to you because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down.
It's the ultimate summer staycation, just minutes from downtown Ocala, but miles away from the ordinary. A summer sports or summer golf membership at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club is your all-inclusive ticket to a summer filled with activities and fun from June through September. A summer membership at Golden Ocala opens the door to a world-class setting. Is golf your game? Is tennis your passion? Or is lounging poolside more your speed? Want to get in shape? Work out in the state-of-the-art fitness center and then relax and unwind in the sauna or the spa. Summer members also have use of the Equestrian Center at Golden Ocala, offering full board and paddock, impeccable trails, and a jumping ring for riders of all ages. Summer memberships are going fast, so visit goldenocala.com and explore the options. Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. This summer, you can live there and still play here.
Hi, this is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. My son Bo and I practice exclusively in the representation of accident victims. And we've been asked many times why we would support and sponsor the program Ask the Cops with Sheriff Blair and Chief Graham, who are in the world of criminal law enforcement. Well, these legal rights actually overlap. In civil law enforcement, we're in the business of recovering for victims of accidents that which has been taken away from them and holding the responsible party accountable. Both civil law and criminal law share those common goals. So we're all in the field of law enforcement, and for that reason, we're proud to sponsor Ask the Cops on the Voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin. So if your family or a friend needs help in an accident situation, feel free to contact us at our website, The Briggs Law Firm. We're located in the Ocala Historic District.
Fox News Radio, I'm Don Matheson. The first Israeli death is being reported since the resumption of fighting following the collapse of ceasefire talks.
The mortar attack in a southern Israeli village near the border with Gaza struck near a kindergarten, killing a 4-year-old boy. Earlier, a rocket hit a synagogue, causing damage and injuring worshippers. The Israelis are continuing with airstrikes.
Fox News Radio's Emily Wither in Jerusalem. The U.S. is condemning Russia for sending a convoy of more than 100 trucks into Ukraine.
Russia should not send vehicles, persons, or cargo of any kind into Ukraine, whether under the guise of humanitarian convoys or any other pretext, without Kyiv's express permission.
Pentagon spokesman Rear Admiral John Kirby, Moscow says the vehicles contain humanitarian aid. In Iraq, Sunni lawmakers suspend talks on forming a new government, this after at least 64 people killed in a mosque bombing. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Too many burgers topped with chicken fried steak dipped in nacho cheese would do a number to your arteries. Grime and sludge do the same to your engine, but without that delicious flavor. Luckily, Napa has Seafoam motor treatment for just $7. So with $7, grab some Seafoam at Napa and get your engine's arteries clean. And eat a vegetable every once in a while. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/14.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and about $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 full-color business cards for only $9.99. That's right, only $9.99. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code 2000 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 2000.
The hottest CD deal this summer is with Florida Credit Union. Our summer CD special includes a short 25-month term combined with 1.51% APY. Take advantage of this high-yield CD special. Offer good through Saturday, August 30th, 2014. In DeLand, call 386-738-4717. In Ocala, call 352-237-8222. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Federally insured by the NCUA. Offer subject to change at any time. $10,000 minimum.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Fredericks Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Fredericks Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Fredericks Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Fredericks Appliance.
Welcome back to Voice of Ocala. Just a moment, we've been talking about budgets just a little bit. Also, what do you do when you see something and it looks suspicious? We had a case right here in front of our very eyes, which we'll not go into detail on, but something happened and a concerned citizen came by and we let him talk to Lieutenant Maines and Major Maines. I gotta get this right. I always call it the sheriff, the chief, the sheriff. So don't get offended, Don. Major Don Maines and Lieutenant Billy Woods. We always talk about when you see something, what to do. And this gentleman came in, so I saw something that looks a little fishy. What do I do about it? And the sheriff and the chief always say, call us. So now you have something in here, Lieutenant Woods, that you're going to report now. As soon as you get to a point where you can get that information, we'll talk about it. Meanwhile, there are, I'm sure, two sides to this story, but the side of the story that we read in the Star Banner and the side of the story that was written in today. And I'm going to say up front, I did not read that editorial because I haven't read it yet, and I'll read it tonight when I go home. And it was about the budget and the county commission and the sheriff's budget. And Major Maines asked if he could talk about it. I said, yes, go ahead, you can talk about it. So what do you want to say about this?
Well, what I want to say about it is there was an article that was written this Sunday by Bill Thompson. Mm-hmm. And Bill Thompson is assigned to county government, and the sheriff's office is a part of that. But ever since the campaign and ever since Sheriff Blair was duly elected to this office, we cannot get a reasonable shake from the Star Banner, especially Bill Thompson. If anybody wants to do their own research, we've already done it. You can go back and look at every article that he has written in the last year and a half since Sheriff Blair's been in office. Not one of them has been positive, not a single positive thing. And if you go back and look at his articles from the previous administration, most everything he wrote was positive. Well, you know, then I guess one could conclude, well, that, you know, then the Sheriff Blair is this dastardly guy. Well, look at the tenor of the text from this love affair that this liberal has with this liberal newspaper from the previous administration versus a conservative crime fighter like Sheriff Blair. And it's become personal between Bill Thompson and the sheriff's office because he just will not give us a fair shake. Even when we sit down with him, as we did for this particular article that came out Sunday, and gave him all of the facts, all of our facts. Now, he's welcome to do his own research. If he finds something contradictory, talk to us about it. And we can explain where we got our information, and we can show him either where his is wrong or maybe he can correct us. That's fine. We're open to discussion, and we have been from the very beginning. But sometimes you can take data and you can read it differently. We'd be the first one to say you can make data say anything that you want. But Sheriff Blair is just trying to be truthful with the community because he inherited a mess down there. And it's a mess that nobody else knew about. And either it was incumbent upon him to either expose it or he was going to have to wear it in 4 years if, in fact, he decides to run for re-election. And let me get into a couple of specifics. For example, they criticized that Sheriff Blair said we were in the bottom 10 of starting salary. And he criticizes me for saying that we were 62nd out of 67 counties. Well, according to Bill's own research, okay, we weren't 62nd. We were 61st. Does that really matter? Not to borrow Hillary Clinton's saying, but does that really matter? The point is our starting salary is so low that we can't attract people to replenish. We just lost another deputy yesterday. We lost 12 last month. We lost another one yesterday, and we can't replenish these people because they won't come to work for us, and Bill can put whatever spin he wants on it, and he can say, well, they're not starting at 28,520 because we found only 4 guys that started at 520. We found the rest of your other 12, they made $31,000. Well, that's still $5,000 shy of where the Ocala Police Department starts. That's the point. And that's not a misrepresentation, because when Bill goes to our finance department and pulls what these guys made, that extra money that they may have made is probably because they were working extra details or overtime money that got included in that. That's why it doesn't accurately reflect the 28,520, which is what they start at. And so when you go and look at other agencies and try and pull apples for apples, it's a difficult process. We admit that. But there's an editorial out today that amplifies Bill Thompson's misinformation. And you know, what's his name? Brad Rogers writes 99% of them, so I have to attribute it to him. But his name isn't on, but I'm assuming he wrote it. But for example, 1 month ago, Bill Thompson wrote an article that said that Chris Blair was asking for $10 million in this budget above. That's not true. Then 2 weeks ago, Brad Rogers wrote that it was $8 million. Well, that's not true. And then in today's editorial, he says it's $7 million. So there's 3 of their own articles that they have printed, and they're $3 million off. So are they criticizing us because we said it was 62 versus 61? But the thing that upsets us...
What is the point? I mean, what is the salient point here? What I'm hearing you say is there are factual errors in both sides.
Correct. And
you're trying to get together to clarify what the differences, what the disparities are.
Right.
I'm going to take issue with you on one thing. This is not my fight. But I know as a journalist for 40 years, I've heard a lot of people say some of the similar things about positive and negative, and that's a very broad term. You know what I mean? And I get that what's not favorable. And let's be honest. Chris has been through the mill. He's been through the mill. He's had a lot.
Absolutely.
I always thought he had to be elected 4 times or whatever. But there are issues. And let's face it, not every reporter knows everything about it. And even when they ask people, they don't get the whole story. And so I know it's both sides. But I want you to get your point here, because I want to wrap this segment up. I get where you're coming from, the frustration of the county, of working with the county budget, having to put up, defend yourself. Chris, who, by the way, I happen to personally like. I think he's a good sheriff, but that doesn't have anything to do with me in terms of what I read. And so there's a difference of opinion. There's some factual disputes about that, and what you're asking for is a better dialogue with the local newspaper.
Oh, we've had that.
But I mean,
we just can't get a fair shake.
But again, in the end, the reporter is going to write what facts are before them. As long as there are facts, you're okay with that, and they're correct, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I would ask, and in this particular case, and this goes to your question, what is the salient point?
Right.
I don't have to go any further than the headline. Okay. Double talk and exaggerations. That's the headline of this editorial.
Okay.
It's not Fact Check USA, it's Double Talk. And he's written things down here that Chris Blair never said. I'm with the man every day, and he never said half of these things in here.
All right. Well, I think that's a point that somebody should make by writing a letter to the editor, but that's another subject. Right. And I get the frustration. I have both Brad Rogers and Jim Ross, Bill Thompson's boss, on the show pretty regularly.
I think Jim was on yesterday.
Was on, yeah, and glad to ask any questions. And glad, by the way, if they want to come on and you guys want to talk about it here, I'm willing to offer that.
We're fine with that.
Okay, so anyway, well, thank you. Sure. Did you get everything you needed to talk about?
Well, yeah, I would just invite everybody to go to the Marion County Sheriff's Office Facebook page where we have a rest of the story, and also on ocalapost.com. They have the real information.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Billy?
Yes.
What about forensics?
Wow. We just switched subjects there.
We actually didn't switch subjects. We were going to talk about subject. We said before the break, but the main thing being that we had said, what were the cases that you've had that were forensics were a great, I don't want to say weapon, that's the wrong term, but where the evidence was overwhelming because of forensics that helped the police department and the prosecutor and win the case.
You know, forensics, well, as we were discussing off the air there, forensics has changed over the years, especially even since I've been hired, just at 25 years. Probably the case that personally that I know was a traffic homicide case in which the blood of the occupants of the vehicle were on the airbag. The airbag was removed and sent to FDLE lab, in which DNA put the person that was driving the vehicle and put him, who was denying it, obviously through our interviews, was denying being even in the vehicle and as the driver. So in this case, it went to court. The DNA is what helped the case and also got him convicted to 15 years.
I made a statement before the break that said that, boy, DNA has changed things. And I made a comment that Don's been around a little longer, and I know his police work was a little different before DNA. And you said, well, when you started, they didn't have it either.
No, we did not. And, 25 years ago, we didn't have DNA. Obviously, DNA existed, but the DNA process of determining and matching it to another human being did not exist at all whatsoever. Back then, all we had was fingerprints, shoe prints, that types of things.
Bullets and velocity and grooves and all that stuff.
Grooves, correct.
I always thought forensics were just the guns, but obviously it's a lot more than that now.
It goes into different facets, different areas, but don't believe what you watch in TV shows, okay? We don't get results in 2 seconds, and it doesn't happen within 30 minutes. We don't solve the crime within 30 minutes.
You don't go right back to the lab and say, give me this right now?
No, it doesn't happen. Nor do we have a heads-up display to show how the crime actually occurred,
And nobody's dressed in club clothes at work either.
No, absolutely not.
All right, and Major Mange yourself, now, you worked a lot before DNA came along. How much how much more difficult was it back then without having those things?
Well, that's right, and everybody. It's easier to look at what happens today, and this is what I harp on with our major crimes people. That's the first question we ask now is, do we have DNA? Do we have DNA? Because that kind of simplifies the process. But, we arrested people before we had DNA, and we actually made cases before.
And you had to do it on hearsay or.
Well, we had to do it on other fingerprints, eyewitnesses, that sort of thing. We put all that together. But I will say, with regard to major cases, I'm the one that developed Danny Rawling as a suspect in the Gainesville student homicide. I'm the one that drew his blood right over here at the Marion County Jail and sent it off to our lab, and it was because of the DNA.
That convicted him.
Really? And we made the connection.
Horrible person, by the way.
Through DNA, yeah. Absolutely.
How many co-eds?
Five. Well, there's 4, but 5 total.
5 total.
With Manny Tabota. But see, we had 3 more in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, that's right.
And I had to investigate that. So
that guy was unbelievable. I mean, he was he was just such a con man and a terrible person all the way around. Yeah. So Tom has a question. We're going to take a break. Come back. He's dying to ask this question. He's got it ready to go.
I got it.
Take a break, come back. Tom wants to ask you guys a question. It's probably something really harsh, okay?
All right.
We'll find out what it is next right here on the Voice of Ocala. Ask the Cops.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA, The Source.
Here in Florida, when you're looking to go to the beach, you've got hundreds of options. Theme parks, no shortage of options there either. But when it comes to home insurance, most companies have only one option. Allstate is different. Here in Florida, Allstate agents offer home insurance options from several companies, so they can help you get the coverage that's right for you. And they'll help you save on quality car insurance, too. For starters, safe drivers save 45% with Allstate. So before you settle for just one option, talk to someone with many home and car insurance options. Your local Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Hi, this is Kevin McDonald, your local Allstate agent. To get your quote, please call us at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations.
Allstate has no financial responsibility to you for any home insurance policy you purchase and would not be responsible for any claims. Allstate does not make any representations or accept liability related to operations of home insurance companies, including but not limited to their financial conditions. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocus, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocus, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
Look who just walked in the room. Joel Wiesner from What's Up Ocala. Hey, Joel, I'm looking for something to do this weekend. You got any ideas?
Absolutely. Check out our event calendar online at www.whatsupocala.com, and there is plenty of events there for you. Daily news updates to event reviews and magazine articles.
Really?
We've organized it all in one place online for you to cut through all of the hassle of finding something to do this weekend. We have a daily event calendar, a bi-monthly magazine, and we also do daily news articles.
All right, Joel, that's perfect. Thanks so much.
Yeah, whatsupocala.com.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
We should eat our larger meals earlier in the day so we have energy, and eat our smallest meal at night so the body can focus on sleeping. Successful relationships aren't supposed to be perfect. They require vulnerability. Telling yourself that a guy isn't good enough, our expert says you're really just giving yourself an excuse to stop trying. Couples should send 2 texts a day that provoke interest, like, I want to tell you about this cool vacation idea I had.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
You're listening to WOCA, Ocala.
Someone else, but not for me. Our love was out.
Hey, back on Voice of Ocala, Ask the Cops, and Tom, you got a couple minutes. You've been wanting to ask this question. It's a good one, by the way. And here's your opportunity to be the star of the hour. So
bring it on, Tom.
Is it okay for liberals to adopt? No, that's the wrong question. Wrong question. You see all these videos. We've been talking about videos today. You see snippets of videos people take with their phones. You've seen video of the how the police are reacting in Missouri and everything. You see all these videos other people take. There's a simple solution to cops protecting themselves in these cases, I think, and it's a cop body cam. The technology's there. Why isn't it as mandatory as a bulletproof vest in this day and age of social media to have a cop body cam? Is it strictly a funding issue?
It is.
Are you watching Brookie Blue, by the way, just in case?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm just saying cop body cams would clear up a lot of problems.
They got them on Rookie Blue. Go ahead.
I don't even know what show that is.
We are, at the sheriff's office, we are completely in favor of body cams because we believe that it's going to exonerate our deputy far more than it will convict him.
Certainly. And
we're a firm believer. But here's the problem with it. With all it takes us about when you hire somebody, which we can't, by the way, at 28,520. I'll get that back in. When you hire somebody, it's not just that. You got to put them in a car, and then you've got to equipment and provide them with a uniform, belt, gun, and all that sort of stuff. And the first year, it costs around $100,000 to put between all the training and to get him out and equipped on the road. It comes down to funding. And that's the very issue that was the text of this misleading public article that Brad Rogers wrote.
Let me follow that up then. If it comes down to funding, you said Don Maines, and I'm sorry, Billy, Don said this earlier.
Go ahead.
You said in 1973, you bought a brand new piece of technology that was still new called a bulletproof vest.
That's right.
If I'm an officer, I'm buying a body cam.
I wish they could afford it. That's the problem. My wife made me buy mine. But our guys can't afford it because they're anywhere from $300 to $1,000. We have 20 of them right now. We put them on our TIU guys. $1,000.
Just seems like it makes sense to me.
It is. It's a tool that law enforcement welcomes. I'll be honest with you. When I was over the traffic unit for all them years, the people that probably get the most complaints are your traffic officers.
Oh yeah.
Because nobody likes getting
But you have the
ticket.
cameras in the cars, don't you?
Correct. All of our vehicles have cameras, and the traffic unit back then I was able to get funding to get body cams for the motor unit. The motor unit does not have vehicle cameras.
By the way, there's no truth to we're out of time. No truth to the rumor that some of the sheriff's department cars have 8mm cameras on theirs. They're so old. I'm just kidding. It's no joke for you, Don.
I was about to reveal that all of our cars do have cameras, but the problem is that they're so old that they're breaking down, and we have to go get repairs, and those don't have cameras.
All right, appreciate it, gentlemen. Good job.
Always a pleasure.
Lieutenant, Major, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Right, coming up next, Buddy Sports Page right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
And you taught me how to say.
Regions Bank has big bank ability but possesses small bank agility. Utilizing tools like Raymond Andrews and his team of 6 mortgage experts with 100 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 50 years experience as members of the Regions Bank team. Mortgage lending is personal and important, and you deserve someone that will lead you through a positive process. Raymond and his team use local mortgaging processes like local appraisers and local closing to help you have a positive experience, and they habla Espanol as well. So whether you need a conventional, FHA, USDA, or VA loan, or you even need a construction loan, the mortgage team of your local Regions Bank has the knowledge and experience to guide you through the process. So contact Raymond Andrews and his team of mortgage experts at 352-854-4104. That's 352-854-4104. Regions Bank, it's time to expect more.
Commercial bank approval. Vehicle purchase price of fixed rate allowance.
Hey Ocala, does your old car pass this coolness test? Does it smell like a dirty gym bag? Guzzle gas at the pump? Embarrass you at work? If so, then it's time to get back to cool in a nicer, newer car today.
Chris Spears here from Prestige Auto Sales. Summer was great for business, but soon the cooler temperatures will drag down my sales. So this month, I'm helping you get back to cool. Bring me in your old car, and I'll give you up to $3,853 more than it's worth.
Worried about the credit history pop quiz? No need to cram for this exam.
With our For the People credit approval process, we will help you make the grade with banks and lenders who want to get you approved. Getting back to cool is easier than algebra.
You deserve a car that's too cool for school, but don't miss the bus.
My Back to Cool event ends when we've helped 57 people get cool in a nicer, newer car. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit us at Prestige Auto Sales or call 694-1234. Yes, 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Hi, I'm Buddy Martin, the host of The Voice of Ocala, every weekday from 3 to 6 right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. A lot of people ask me, how do you keep a muzzle on Tom Schmitz? Forget about it.
Alice?
Yes, George?
I'm royalty at Devon Self-Storage now on Highway 200 across from Hobby Lobby. It says so right here in this letter.
George, I read that letter too, and it's Devon's loyalty rewards. Pay 3 months in advance, get 5% off. Pay 6 months in advance, get 7% off. Pay 12 months in advance and get 10% off.
See, Alice, Devon Self-Storage treats me like royalty. Just call them at 873-0777.
Yes, George, yes.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
Hi, I'm Yvette, and I'm here to tell you a few things about ABC Frederick's Appliance. They sell not only new, but used guaranteed appliances. When you call ABC Frederick's Appliance, they will provide service on what they sell and any appliances that you own. ABC Frederick's Appliance is located in Bellevue, right over the railroad tracks. Call 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. That's 352-629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance.
News Talk 1370. WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370 WOCA.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Don Matheson. Russia says it's sending humanitarian aid into war-torn sections of Ukraine. Kiev and Washington are protesting the shipments.
More than 100 Russian trucks entering Ukraine at a rebel-held border post. Ukraine's prime minister calling it a provocation, saying Russia may now stage an assault on the convoy, blame Ukraine, and then invade.
Fox News Radio's Alistair Wanklin. Critics say the Obama administration was slow to act in attempting a rescue of murdered American journalist James Foley. The Pentagon's response:
attempts like this, which was risky. They take time to plan. They take time to organize. And just as critically, it takes time for you to become informed enough to be able to conduct that kind of an operation.
Pentagon spokesman Rear Admiral John Kirby. Stocks closed the session mixed, with the Dow Jones Industrial slipping 38 points, the Nasdaq Composite gaining 6. Fox News. We report, you sign.
Too many burgers topped with chicken fried steak dipped in nacho cheese would do a number to your arteries. Grime and sludge do the same to your engine, but without that delicious flavor. Luckily, Napa has Seafoam motor treatment for just $7. So with $7, grab some Seafoam at Napa and get your engine's arteries clean. And eat a vegetable every once in a while. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/14.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and about $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 full-color business cards for only $9.99. That's right, only $9.99. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code 2000 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the phone house at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
It's Friday. It feels like it ought to be football Friday. I'm ready. I want to start it right now, but next week we'll have plenty to talk about. Last night, I hope you caught our latest edition of Southern Pigskin Tonight. Thank you for all the great people who contacted us and said they enjoyed Todd Swearingen, Tom Ingram, Ron Cobb, the whole gang, and Tom, I know you had some people too that contacted you about the show. We were very pleased to bring you that show last night because it represented a lot of work for over a year, and we're just so fortunate to have people on the show that not everybody gets. We just have to be fortunate to get Steve Spurrier and, of course, Terry Bradshaw and then Tony Barnhart on the program for the first one, and Todd Swearingen made note of that. He thought that was impressive. We don't want to brag on ourselves. We are proud of what we're able to do. We do appreciate that you appreciate it. That's what's important to us. We hope you appreciate what this show is. We want it to be something extraordinary. Not just good, not just okay, not just another local show in a market, but something that would be outstanding. And the show is going to be aired again tomorrow morning at 10 if you missed it. I implore you, if you like football, it's not just us because really our roles are not that important. I'm a moderator. Tom and Tom have a bit part. Terry Bradshaw and Tony Barnhart and Steve Spurrier have a considerable role. And the guys up in Georgia at Brunswick at ESPN Coastal Georgia, they have a role in it. So you know what it is, Tom? It's a really good team, is what it is.
It is.
I'd mentioned Tom James too.
It's a really good team, and if you go to Podbean, but if you go to WOCA.com and then go to the Buddy Martin page and go to the show podcast, I think the description that was written there is a pretty good description. It says, Southern Pigskin Tonight, a show about football in the South. Southern Pigskin is hosted by Buddy Martin. He's joined by Tom Schmitz, Tom James, the crew from 3 and Out in Brunswick, B.J. Bennett, Kevin Thomas, and Matt Osmond. These 6 guys are all members of the Southern Pigskin Radio Network. I think that best describes exactly what's going on, and we just talk football Southern style. Is there any other way to talk football?
That's it. And I want to mention this is the Friday Drive, by the way. Chris Spears is normally with us at this time. We will endeavor to get him on to talk about Chris does a lot more than talk about the cars. He talks about life in general, what have you. And hopefully we'll be able to reach Chris to join us here. Today, the news, I guess, is that Johnny Manziel paid a $12,000 fine for his flip-off. So there's the price of it. When you flip somebody off in the National Football League, it costs you $12,000. I'm sure it'll cost you more the second time. I'm not convinced that it won't happen again because I think, quite frankly, there's a time when Johnny Manziel gets in a mode where he doesn't give a crap about anything. And when he gets in that mode, what happens is that he does things he shouldn't do. As I said last night on my commentary, and will be on again tomorrow, regarding the high-profile quarterbacks who have a little bit of hot dog in them, they tend to get a little over the top. Here's a guy that doesn't get over the top at all. Matter of fact, he likes to stay down there nice and low. So when you come in to see him about a car, he can give you a reasonably good deal. I'm just going to say this. All right, now, the next time I buy a car, and it might not be that long away, I guarantee the first place I'm going is Prestige Auto. And I don't know. I think I have a guy on the line who can tell me why I should. Chris Spears, should I come to Prestige Auto?
Well, I would be blessed I'd be blessed for the opportunity, buddy. I know the whole world knows you. So for you to knock on my little door, I would be great.
Oh, now don't start with a beyond that. Now, no, don't be. Look, I'm gonna just say this about you.
Hey, I didn't even invite it to Terry Bradshaw's wedding, the daughter's wedding. I mean, there's some people that made that list and some didn't.
He's kind of got you there, buddy. He didn't make that list. Neither did I.
Did you get invited?
No, I didn't get invited. No, Chris, but
I didn't get invited.
I know Buddy Martin was invited.
Let me just say this.
I
want to just say this.
He's written books for Urban Myers.
Oh my gosh!
Right downtown Neighbors magazine.
Listen, you're starting.
Any article there's not, buddy. I mean, it's.
Chris, you're paying for this time. Chris, you shouldn't waste it on me. You'll waste your time talking about me. By the way, I was worried. Terry told me out there he was getting married the next week in Hawaii. And I said, please don't invite me to Hawaii. But anyway, yeah, thank you for all that. But seriously, I want to just say this. You have built up a really terrific, and we talk about local businesses all the time here. And about and people starting businesses and the CEP bringing companies in. You have taken this company, and I say this not as a paid commercial, and you have turned it into a very successful company with a different kind of approach, a formula. I like to say it's not really a formula, but of trust in the individual and trying to help the client out. There's a novel concept, by the way, and actually making cars affordable and giving people transportation when they need it the worst. Look, a lot of times when things are going good, we don't necessarily need it, but we're out of job or we missed a paycheck or we have a tough time and our car's falling down. We're never going to get a job if we don't have a car. How many people like that have you helped out, Chris?
Well, I've been blessed, and any chance that we can feasibly make something happen that makes sense for somebody, we will. And since Prestige has two finance companies or arms that don't care anything about a beacon score. And, to me, my neighbors, when I go shopping, I don't want to be bullied, pushed around. I want to be listened to. And we try to reassure our customers. We want them to feel safe. We want them to feel accepted. And when I run into these people, at Walmart or Publix, I want to see them and smile. If we have to do something where I have to duck from people or hide in Publix, then I need to do something else. And I don't know. I guess I operate on the plane that Jesus Christ has blessed me, and I feel like not only that I want to follow His cloud, but if I don't speak to somebody in the right fashion or show them the right respect. As a little boy, I kind of pictured Grandma Spears with her little switch saying, pop me on the leg, do right, son. So she did that early in my life to do the right thing, and then later in life, Christ came in and he's kept me in that same path of just do the right thing and serve people and your path will be blessed. We certainly don't sell every car. People come in and I call them back a few days later and they found something someplace else. I'm just happy that they accomplished it. And when somebody leaves this store, whether they're leaving in my car that they just purchased or the one they drove in, I want them to say, I'll try these guys again.
Yeah. Well, it's worked out well for you.
Okay.
And I know firsthand because you got two people in this room who've dealt with you, who've bought cars. And I got to tell you, I don't know who was happier. I know Tom Schmidt's lady friend was thrilled. And Tom even called me and said, well, Chris Spears did it again. And so that's a good thing. Well, listen, let me just point this out. 2 locations to serve you. They got a lot of cars. You can look at them there. He can get you a car if you don't have it. He go to his website, prestigeforyou.com, but also go see him and find out about your financing. You may, if you're in a tight spot, and say, look, I really need this kind of car. Well, he has a lot of contacts in the car world, and he can get that for you. Now, I'm going to say one other thing before you go. I'm not the one Terry Bradshaw should be inviting. You're the sponsor of the Terry Bradshaw Show. You're the one should be getting invited.
Well, I'm just happy to see you go, buddy. I'm happy to see you go and get some Facebook pictures with you and your pretty wife, and let her enjoy some of the fruits of your connections.
Well, we hope we get Terry Terry back here to Ocala someday.
I have some friends of mine from First Baptist Church that were in today. He's a local dentist.
Yeah.
He asked me to go get him a 1 or 2 year old Cadillac.
Yeah.
And within 2 weeks, I've got him a diamond white 2014 Cadillac with about 13,000 miles on it. Just exactly.
Perfect.
So, Chris, this is just exactly what you told me.
Perfect.
And I told you I wanted to get. That's what we do.
That's perfect. That's what I'm looking for, but not a Cadillac. So, well, okay. Listen, Chris, I appreciate you. Have a great weekend, and again, thank you for all your support of this show. Hey, we've been together the duration of the 3 years on this program. We're coming up on 3 years, and even before that, at the other station. I want to thank you personally for supporting our program, and thanks for all the good work you do for my friends as your customers.
All right, sir. And I just hope that one day when you're mayor, you'll still remember me.
All right. I'm not going to be mayor, by the way. All right. Appreciate it. Thanks. You have a great weekend. Chris Spears, prestigeforyou.com. We're plumb out of time, dude. The headlines. You want to take a break, come back and do them?
Yeah, we can do it.
All right. And then you can turn on your mic then.
Yeah, we can do it then.
More coming your way with the headlines. And Joe Williams joins us at about 5:45, so it's going to be an interesting conversation there with Joe because college football is upon us, and you know what Joe loves the most?
College football.
Back after this timeout on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Hi, it's Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness. I'm looking forward to a fun, healthy summer, and I have a few ideas that might just help you and your friends stay in shape and have fun too. Along with awesome personal training and group classes at our warm and inviting fitness studio, we also offer fitness classes at your home or business. And if you're tired of the same old, boring cake and punch party, why not let us host a hot new health trend, a fitness party at your home or office? If you're having a hard time getting to the gym this summer, because of your crazy schedule, then work out with your friends or coworkers in a private group fitness class or host a fitness party at your home or office. We will bring you and your friends or coworkers one of our great workouts like Zumba, Pilates, Body Bar, Yoga, Tai Chi Boot Camp, or Zumba Tomics for kids. We can even help you reach your long-term goals by meeting at your place weekly for an on-location workout. Check out our website at kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. Kinetic Motion Fitness is located just 5 minutes from downtown Ocala near the Skylark Plaza. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Sign up for this year's Marion County Heart Walk and be part of a local movement that's helping others live longer, healthier lives. Join me, Corey Poole, your 2014 Marion County Heart Walk Chairman, and walk with me on Saturday, October the 4th at the Baseline Road Trailhead. It's a free event promoting physical activity and heart-healthy living. To find out how you can help fight the #1 killer of all Americans, visit us online at marionheartwalk.org.
Let's face it, nowadays it can be hard to find American-made products, and that's something that Cabinet Sales of North Florida is well aware of. That's why they're an authorized dealer of Wellborn Cabinetry, family-owned and American-made since 1961. Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your answer for complete turnkey kitchen remodels and whole house cabinetry. Their cabinets are finished with solvent-based enamels for a long-lasting finish that's second to none. Available in an incredible selection of door styles and colors to choose from to turn your dream kitchen into a reality. In-house design and drawing services are available. Come by and see our displays for yourself at the Floors of the Villages, 3935 County Road 216 in Oxford, or Exquisite Design Kitchen and Bath in Bellevue, right across the street from the Bellevue Library. So whether you're looking for bookcases, kitchen, bath, or outdoor kitchen, Cabinet Sales of North Florida is your one-stop source of quality cabinets. For a free estimate, call 352-427-2647. That's 352-427-2647. Cabinet Sales of North Florida.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line and a new spoiler and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long.
You gotta love that song by Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine, as it's raining here at the Paddock Mall. But I'm looking out across and I see blue skies, so it probably won't last long. Hey, let's get right to the sports headlines. The NFL and the NFLPA do their best to warn young players of the potential risk and pitfalls being professional football players. They might want to talk to a couple of youngsters about what DUI means. Le'Veon Bell, who was arrested along with teammate LeGarrette Blount for possession of marijuana, was behind the wheel when the incident occurred. Bell was surprised when he was arrested for DUI. According to Bell, he was a little shocked when he heard, "I didn't know how you could get a DUI for being high. I smoked 2 hours ago. I'm not high anymore," Bell said repeatedly. "I'm perfectly fine. Why would I be getting high if I had to make it to my game?" Le'Veon Bell says he don't know why he got DUI. He didn't know it was against the law to be high, buddy, and operate a car. No, ignorance is not an excuse. Jimmy Graham fined $30,000 on Friday for twice dunking over the goalpost in a preseason game against the Titans.
Where's the sense of humor at?
Graham said earlier this week that it'd be unfortunate if he got fined for the dunks, and he obviously disagrees with the penalties himself since he said they're not hurting anyone. It's unfortunate because I love the game. I have a lot of passion for the game, and when I go out there on Sunday, it's fun for me. I feel like a little kid out there, and sometimes I act like it, said Graham. You know, you always hear about the no fun league, but sometimes the NFL gets a little carried away with this.
You know who nicknamed it that, don't you?
Who?
Terry Bradshaw.
Really? I had no idea that.
Who nicknamed it that on CBS when we were over at CBS, the No Fun League.
Jim Furyk had a 2 under 69. It was part of a 3-way tie for the lead midway through the second round at the Barclays.
How does he continually? He's a beast. Furyk's had a great year without winning that much.
Yeah.
He's won a lot of cash.
Brendan Todd also had a 69. Kevin Chappell played bogey-free in his first round of 67 to share the lead with Furyk. Among the late starters was Roy McIlroy. He started Friday outside the cut line. We'll give you an update on where everybody stands here in a moment on that. Chiefs offensive tackle Donald Stevenson has been suspended by the NFL for the first 4 games of the regular season, violating the policy on performance-enhancing substances. Stevenson was a fill-in starter last season, was expected to anchor the right side of the line this year. He remains eligible to participate in all preseason, including Saturday night's game against Minnesota. He'll miss games against Tennessee, Denver, Miami, and New England. He's eligible to return September 30th. So Stevenson out for 4 games for a banned substance, for violating the league's policy on banned substances, buddy. And finally, he had the head ball coach on yesterday on Southern Pigskin tonight. Well, this side of Columbia, South Carolina, the AP report out of Columbia, South Carolina today at 2 o'clock. Steve Spurrier says 1,000-yard rusher Mike Davis hasn't practiced this week and might not be ready for the Gamecocks opener against 21-ranked Texas A&M in a week. The teams will play at William Bryce Stadium. As you know, you'll be there, buddy. Davis has been slowed by several injuries during camp, most recently a rib injury suffered Saturday. So Davis was a second-team All-Southeastern Conference preseason selection. If Davis is sidelined, Spurrier said the Gamecocks will be good, relying on backups Brandon Wiles, Sean Carson, and David Williams. But Steve Spurrier announced today that Mike Davis may not be ready for the season and conference opener against number 21 Texas A&M.
Well, that's a big loss if that's the case. Although Brandon Wiles is a heck of a running back, by the way, if you haven't seen him play. And Franz Beer brought him up yesterday. They also got a little guy whose name escapes me for the moment, who's also a terrific running back. So Mike Davis, however, is a big stud who really, I think, is the best running back at South Carolina since George Rogers, in my opinion.
Wow.
This guy is a 1,000-yard gainer. And like I said yesterday, I read off the names of the offensive linemen and said they're the ones blocking for him. Well, and they're key. So
you know, you bring up some. I've never thought about this question, ask you this question, but you just brought up a very good thought for me. I've always wondered, because I remember the 1980 Heisman, but I didn't know, because I was only 15 and it wasn't something I watched religiously and all. Herschel Walker that year was a freshman. A lot of people said he should have won the Heisman and that George Rogers didn't deserve the Heisman. They just gave it to him because he was an upperclassman. How good was George Rogers?
He was a very good player, but he was no Herschel Walker. Today, it would even hands down would have been Herschel. There was a stigma with every Heisman voter about giving it to a freshman.
Or a sophomore.
Of course, Tebow was the first underclassman. Sophomore, yeah. So, and now we've had a freshman in Manziel. So, no, back in those days, there was no way a freshman. Looking back on
and Jameis Winston was a freshman, too.
Yes, right. And red shirt, but.
Well, Manziel was a red shirt, too.
No. Well, anyway, my point, Manziel
was the first freshman, right, yeah.
And Tebow was the first sophomore.
Right.
So, there was a prejudice against it. Yes, Herschel Walker, I think, the greatest running back to play in the SEC ever. I think, at least what I've seen.
But was George Rogers really good?
He was really good. He was not great.
Yet he won the Heisman.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like he was a bad running back.
But that year, he was the best choice of upperclassmen.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yeah, I'd always wondered that, because it was the eyeball test said Herschel Walker was the Heisman Trophy winner that year.
Yeah. By the way, the running back situation at
South Carolina.
Yeah, they've got Davis. Let's see who their backup is. I don't have his name listed here right now, but Todd mentioned it. I mean, Franz mentioned his name yesterday. Little short guy. Well, he's a wide receiver. Pharaoh Cooper. He's a wide receiver. Anyway, yeah, they'll find a running back. I think. Here's a story we hadn't mentioned. Mike Evans, Texas A&M, in trouble. Buccaneer wide receiver in a fight. There's a video out that shows him on Friday, number 7 overall pick. It starts with Evans yelling at the bouncers. Then at 23-second mark, things get more intense. It's a 54-second video. Evans throws at least 2 punches and even jumps over the hood of a car. TMZ, yeah, I know, reports that the video was taken August 15th. But Evans' agent says that's not true. A reporter, Derek Gilmore, told the Tampa Bay Times, said the video is from March. Gilmore added that Evans was trying to get back in the nightclub to get his girlfriend. according to the Gilmore, then the 20-year-old Evans wasn't drinking on the night of the incident. The wide receiver had actually just turned 21 on August 21st. Anyway, it's a video, and even though it happened a while ago, Mike Evans he better realize this ain't College Station.
Yeah, I'm looking at the video now to see if I can see any dates on it or anything, because Deadspin is selling it as that it was an older video as well now.
Yeah, exactly. There's no question. Washington Post made a decision today. The editorial board voted. They will no longer use the term Redskin. It's one of those things. I'm at a point now where I'm thinking, regardless of how you feel about this issue, like getting on one side of political correctness or the other, if it's that big a deal, let's move on to something else. I mean, it isn't like they haven't done it. The Orange Men no longer exist up in Syracuse. And I know that Daniel Snyder wants to make it a point to, a battle line. But the Washington Post now has said they won't use it. And here's the bottom line. If the media stops using it, will the Redskins go away? I hate that they lose the tradition, because I'm a big tradition guy, and I love their helmets and their outfits. But there's a whole lot of difference in the Redskins and the Seminoles. Seminoles are a name of a tribe. Anyway, that's just my thought on the issue of the Washington Redskins. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We got more. We got Joe Williams coming up. We'll catch up on more of the latest news right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Happiness into you, because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down.
Hi, this is Randy Briggs of the Briggs Law Firm. Traditional help for truly injured. We trademark registered this belief years ago as our description of our practice at the Briggs Law Firm. By traditional help, we mean that clients actually meet with a partner in the firm who will personally handle their case, not a paralegal. Well, what about truly injured? We limit our practice to injury claims having merit with clients who indeed have been injured. So if you or a loved one have been truly injured, compare our credentials at thebriggslawfirm.com or call us at 671-4600.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige. It's all there in our name.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, the new old-fashioned bank. Let us introduce you to Ocus, a simple way to bring your business online. Through this relationship, your business can have a fully functioning website in less than 30 minutes. We will also provide you support with social media, sales tracking, e-commerce, and online scheduling, which is all optimized for mobile users. Ocus, now at Gateway Bank, Silver Springs Boulevard, Ocala. Come visit our technology center for your total small business solution. I'm Tom Ingram, and I'll see you there.
This is Allstate Agent Kevin McDonald, and our agency is a proud sponsor of the Marion County Friday Night High School Football Game of the Week. I grew up in Ocala, and I'm proud to support high school athletics throughout Marion County. For all your insurance and employee benefit needs, contact the McDonald Agency at 622-2333. Our agency has been a proud member of the Ocala-Marion County community since 1985, with offices in Ocala and the Villages.
Fox News Radio, I'm Don Matheson. Russia says it's sending humanitarian aid into war-torn sections of Ukraine. Kiev and Washington are protesting the shipments.
More than 100 Russian trucks entering Ukraine at a rebel-held border post. Ukraine's prime minister calling it a provocation, saying Russia may now stage an assault on the convoy, blame Ukraine, and then invade.
Fox News Radio's Alistair Wanklin. Critics say the Obama administration was slow to act in attempting a rescue of murdered American journalist James Foley. The Pentagon's response:
attempts like this, which was risky. They take time to plan. They take time to organize. And just as critically, it takes time for you to become informed enough to be able to conduct that kind of an operation.
Pentagon spokesman Rear Admiral John Kirby. Stocks closed the session mixed with the Dow Jones Industrial slipping 38 points, the NASDAQ Composite gaining 6. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Too many burgers topped with chicken fried steak dipped in nacho cheese would do a number to your arteries. Grime and sludge do the same to your engine, but without that delicious flavor. Luckily, Napa has Seafoam motor treatment for just $7. So with $7, grab some Seafoam at Napa and get your engine's arteries clean. And eat a vegetable every once in a while. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Offer expires 8/31/14.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. And while many don't know it, there's one path to success that still only requires a dream and about $10. That's right. If your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. And today at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 full-color business cards for only $9.99. That's right, only $9.99. Just go to Vistaprint.com and enter promo code 2000 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 20.
That's the sound of your skin cooking. Because it's August, it's Florida, and it's hot. That's the sound of cool, refreshing water as you splash into your new Radiant Pool from ASP, America's swimming pool company. And right now is the perfect time to put a Radiant Pool in your yard. Not only will you be cooling off in style while adding value to your home, but now through Labor Day, with any Radiant Pool purchase, you'll receive an all-inclusive Cancun getaway vacation for $4. So you can enjoy your new pool all year round and get an incredible getaway vacation anytime you want it. And Radiant Pools can be installed underground, above ground, and anywhere in between. And did you know that you could finance your new pool with an interest rate as low as 4.99%? But you have to act now. This deal ends on Labor Day. So call ASP, America's Swimming Pool Company, 352-861-7229. That's 352-861-7229. Or stop by their new showroom, 9169 South Highway 441 in Ocala.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
We should eat our larger meals earlier in the day so we have energy, and eat our smallest meal at night so the body can focus on sleeping. Successful relationships aren't supposed to be perfect. They require vulnerability. Telling yourself that a guy isn't good enough, our expert says you're really just giving yourself an excuse to stop trying. Couples should send 2 texts a day that provoke interest, like, I want to tell you about this cool vacation idea I had.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home anytime she goes away.
Okay, so why aren't we talking about Rory McIlroy? I mean, he is very Tiger-esque in what he's doing right now. He is tearing it up. He is going to have the richest golf season ever. And he is dominating in a way that Tiger used to dominate. And we didn't see this coming. And by the way, if this is what, I didn't
realize he was 6 under for the day.
Yeah, well, if this is what breaking up with your girlfriend with a text will do for you, I suggest some of you guys start texting your girlfriends, because this guy is playing incredible golf. He is on a roll, almost like 2000 and Tiger.
Wow, I didn't realize he was 6 under for the day.
Yeah, I mean, he's got. 2000, Tiger won 3 or 4 majors and made $21.2 million. McIlroy may repeat his 2012 feat of winning 2 of the 4 playoffs, and with a $10 million check would help him do that. It could be that way things are going that he's going to exceed Tiger's $21.2 million.
Wow,
this guy is on fire,
and by all indications, a good kid.
As far as we know. I guess, was it JJ who kept ripping on him? So JJ he went sour on him. Got mad.
Yeah. He thought, give me a break about this McElroy. What's he done? That's right. Yeah, it was JJ.
Yeah. So anyway,
well, he broke up with his girlfriend and now he's playing good golf.
Yeah. Here's what was written about him in the Telegraph over in overseas by Oliver Brown. He said, if Rory McIlroy's appearance last week in this beloved Manchester United taught us anything, it was that money could not buy him taste. So they're ripping him on that. But he's accumulated $8.4 million on both tours. Don't forget now, he's got another tour to play on, with lots more up for grabs. So this guy is just playing remarkable golf, and he finally learned how to finish, Tom.
And that was always the knock on him. He would either have a bad second round or he couldn't finish. Yeah. Well, I think he solved that problem.
Yeah.
Hey, I went and looked at this Mike Evans video during the break, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
First off, it looks as if the bouncers are all dressed in windbreakers and jackets like it's a cooler time, which lends you more to think it's March in Tampa, not August in Tampa. I mean, you've lived in St. Pete, Tampa area.
Yep.
You wearing jackets in August in Tampa?
No.
Even with the breeze coming off the bay, you're not wearing jackets.
No.
And all the bouncers are in jackets. The police are in jackets.
It's March.
His security's in jackets.
It's March.
It's March. And if you watch this video that's on TMZ, TMZsports.com, you see he's giving the bouncers a little lip, and then him and his girlfriend back away, and they're talking to the police, and they're backing away, and his bodyguards walk up and stand in between him and the bouncers, and then 3 bouncers just come charging out of the club and start swinging. And then the melee starts. So from indications, I know it sounded like Mike Evans was, the headline made it look like Mike Evans was the aggressor.
Yeah.
But when you look at this video, it looks like Mike Evans and his group were defending themselves against bouncers who came running out at them.
It's always going to be the athlete as a headline.
Somebody could have said something incendiary to one of the bouncers to cause them to rush out like that. But it looked like that Mike Evans and his group were defending themselves, not the catalyst for this melee that took place.
By the way,
I'm just watching the video on TMZ.
Mm-hmm. So you think it's much about nothing?
I think that the bouncers were to blame here if this video is to be believed.
By the way, saying something incendiary to a bouncer is not against the law and gives the bouncer no right to attack you.
Nope. The rule of thumb rule of thumb is be nice. And like the line in Roadhouse said, what if they said something bad about my mama, like she was a prostitute? The guy said, well, is she? You just got to take it. Yeah. That's your job as a bouncer, is to let it roll off of you.
Yeah. Bob, one more little note about Tiger and Rory. They traveled. They were shilling for Nike. They went on the show, a couple of shows together. They were around New York. Apparently, during that period of time, Tiger told McIlroy, he said, and McIlroy's saying this, he said, I know he's working his butt off, but to get back there and get back where he wants to be, he said, we talked about a couple of things. He's telling me, this is what Tiger's saying, I'm not going to let you win a green jacket next year. He's laying it down. Tiger's saying, no, you're not winning. I'm going to stop.
Good for Tiger.
Yeah, I bet. That's good. That's good talk right there. Yeah.
That's what the tour needs. The tour needed somebody to stand up to Tiger besides his health issues.
Yeah, it's really, because really, we got nobody else there. I mean, Jordan Spieth is the guy I'm hoping will be the man. He's not anywhere near that right now in terms of.
And everybody says Ricky Fowler. You know what Ricky Fowler's suffering from right now? He's suffering from the same thing Rory McIlroy was suffering from, like you said. Can't finish. He's finished in the top 5 of all the majors, but top 5 isn't winning. But you got to learn to finish.
He crept up there and was in the hunt last time. He's where McIlroy was about a year ago.
That's what I mean. He's been in the top 10 in all the majors this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Just can't finish.
Yeah. So anyway, golf. We're talking golf. It's football season almost here. Any other news to talk about, Tom? If not, we'll take a break, come back and talk to Joe Williams.
Let's do that. Let's talk. Joe will always get us back to football.
I got a lot of football to talk about. Joe Williams next to the Mile High City right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local on The Source.
Hey, Eddie, I'm playing Augusta in a few hours, and I need a fourth. Want to join us?
Georgia's close, but it's not that close, Alex.
Not Georgia. Golden Ocala. I'm a member at Golden Ocala, and this course has 8 tribute holes, like number 12 and 13. You know, part of Amen Corner, and the postage stamp, and the road hole. It's a phenomenal track. My family and I always have a great time at the pool and at the restaurants. They've got 3, you know. The kids love the tennis programs. My wife practically lives at the spa, and I've been bulking up with a personal trainer in their fitness center. Joining Golden Ocala was one of the best decisions I've ever made, aside from marrying my wife, of course. So you want to join us in a few hours?
Absolutely. I can't wait to play the first hole in golf and the road hole too. Hey, how do I become a member at Golden Ocala?
Eddie, just call 352-402-4343.
Luxury and great golf is affordable at Golden Ocala. Call 352-402-4343 to join.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of the Proper Teas Salon in downtown Ocala. Here in Florida, we're all about summertime fun, but along with the warm weather comes humidity, which leads to the dreaded frizzies. Are you tired of checking the weather report every morning before deciding to flat iron your hair? Sick of looking like the Lion King every day by noon? Has God just not seen fit to answer your prayers for patience and silky, frizz-free hair? Well, your troubles are over. Come to the Proper Teas Salon for one of our hair smoothing systems. Specializing in Peter Coppola and Cezanne keratin smoothing treatments, the Proper Teas Salon can tame your unruly locks with these formaldehyde-free formulas. And with the discount code BuddyRocks, you will save 20%. Not fighting the frizzies? Mention the same code BuddyRocks to save 20% off one of our many services such as cuts, color, extensions, and manis and petties. Gentlemen, this special is not just for the ladies. We do great cuts and color for men too. Check us out at thepropertees.com for more information.
On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Laura Caldwell. She's an attorney and the founder of the Life After Innocence Project at Loyola University in Chicago. She'll be speaking to us about her book, The Dog Park.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events are bite-sized.
Matt Gibbs will be in the studio. He's the owner of Sunrise Automotive, and he'll be on the air answering your questions about your cars.
Have all of your political questions answered by U.S. Representative Richard Nugent.
And then Charlotte Reed will be on with us. She's a pet trendologist and a contributor to The View, Fox and Friends, CNN, and The Today Show, and she'll be on talking to us about pet safety in the home.
Lady Therese Robinson was awarded the title of Lady in 2006 when her husband was given a knighthood by Queen Elizabeth. She's written a book called Letter from Paris.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
We should eat our larger meals earlier in the day so we have energy, and eat our smallest meal at night so the body can focus on sleeping. Successful relationships aren't supposed to be perfect. They require vulnerability. Telling yourself that a guy isn't good enough, our expert says you're really just giving yourself an excuse to stop trying. Couples should send 2 texts a day that provoke interest, like, I want to tell you about this cool vacation idea I had.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. Baby, I got your number. Oh, and I know that you got mine.
He's back, Joe Williams. We've missed Joe last couple of weeks. It's getting near football season, and not having Joe to talk football season is not like not having Santa Claus at Christmas. Joe Williams from Mile High Sports recently named the best sports talk show host in Colorado by Dusty Saunders, the venerable and well-respected movie, radio, TV critic for the used to be Rocky Mountain News, now Denver Post. Rocky, what was Rocky thinking? What was Sandy thinking when he did that? Are you there, Joe?
I am right there. Hello, boys. How you doing?
Yeah, I just praised you for a solid minute and a half about Dusty Saunders giving you a lot of credit for being such a great talk show host, and you're not even there.
Well, I was here. I just couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, probably time I had the wrong button pushed.
Well, anyway, thanks for the nice words, even if they're not true.
No, it is true. How you doing, Joe? First of all,
well, I'm doing good because we're 5 days away from college football kickoff.
We are.
Yeah.
And Joe, we kicked off our show last night. Southern picks again tonight, first time, and that played last night, and we'll play again this weekend. And what I'm excited about is next week when we get to our little college whip around with people talking about specific games. Is there a game, Joe, that you can focus on for next week that you think is going to be crucial, or at least as much as it can be for a season opener, with two teams that you can't wait to see play, that you think you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I think Wisconsin and LSU, because both of those teams could win their respective conferences, and they both could end up in the Final Four, and it's going to be one of them. If they lose, I wouldn't necessarily penalize the losing team if they put on a good showing. The one thing about this new format is the idea is to pick the best four teams at the end of the year. And let's say that either team lost 21-20, and then they won all the rest of their games. And then let's say there's three other teams out there that are undefeated, but play a less demanding schedule, like, for instance, Ohio State. All right. Well, who would you pick? A one-loss, 21-20 LSU or Wisconsin winner, or an undefeated Ohio State team that got chin and only played one top team in the top 25. It's all about getting the best four teams, not about who's got the shiniest record. So for LSU and Wisconsin, two teams that I do believe are very good, I'm not sure if either one of them are national championship caliber. I saw Wisconsin named Tanner McAvoy, their starting quarterback. He played safety last year up there. LSU, I'm not sure, has decided which one of the two kids is going to be their quarterback, but neither one of them will probably be as good as Zach Meckenberger was. So I'm interested in that game more or less because I think they've got a lot of the other components.
You're right. Of course, LSU run the football again, and actually at the SEC Media Days, Les Miles just put it right out there. I like our team, and I like them against everybody we play. So he didn't back down. I got him winning 9 games this year, by the way. I think where he's going to have difficulty is Wisconsin's one. He's got difficulty at Auburn. He may have difficulty in the Swamp because this is a pretty good matchup, and he's certainly got difficulty October 25th. November 8th against Alabama. So
yeah, I don't doubt any of what you're saying. You know, I don't know the caliber of the quarterbacking he's going to have. I mean, nobody really knows. And they're saying the same thing at Georgia.
Well, they're talking about that Brandon Harris, a 6'2" kid who's a freshman.
I know, but they've got have they named him the starter?
No, I don't think they have.
Well, I know it's a two-way battle in the spring, so I just don't know, and none of us know how they're going to be with their quarterbacking. I felt like last year LSU was not quite as good up front as they usually are. Now, that I know they've recruited great, and that could all change. And maybe I was just distorted by all that bright, flashy Auburn offense and that game against Alabama. But I didn't think LSU was quite as good, as they usually are up front. Now, if they can come back to being what they were, then it's a possibility. And I love to see the big programs like Wisconsin and LSU bang heads early. And I would, as a voter, if I were one, I would not penalize either one of those for playing against a very good team like that on August the 30th or whatever day it is they play, and just because one of them lost the game. As long as they won the rest of their games going forward. So, we'll see about LSU. Do I think they're going to win it? No, I don't.
I think they could be a sleeper, though, Joe, because we've kind of forgotten about them. They got this kid at running back, who's a senior, Connor Neighbors, but this Leonard Fournette, or Fournette, if I don't know how you pronounce it, is the top guy. He rushed for 7,600 yards in high school, 88 touchdowns at San Augustine High School.
He sounds like somebody from Texas. Is he from Texas?
It could well be. And on the other hand, we know that Wisconsin will be able to run the football because that's what they do. That's their DNA. And
Melvin Gordon, by the way, is as good a back as you'll see in college football this year, and he was very good last year. So I know that Wisconsin will be able to run the ball. They're a little bit undersized, too, on defense, and therein lies the rub there with LSU's forward wall against an undersized Wisconsin defense. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, their linemen go 245. 294, 278, and 233.
As a matter of fact, this time next week, I might just be able to give you the winner against the point spread.
Well, good. We'll do that next week, and of course, all right, Joe. Anything else? We got the game in Ireland next week with normally speaking, people wouldn't think much of it, but UCF coming off a terrific year. They're going to be playing Penn State in Dublin in the morning. We get the Thursday night game, of course, with South Carolina playing host to Texas A&M. By the way, we'll be there for that.
And I'll also give you the winner of that game against the spread.
Yeah, there's another game right after that Thursday night as well. I know that there's a doubleheader on Thursday night.
It's Boise State and
Ole Miss.
Boise State, Ole Miss. And then, of course, we have the full weekend of other events going on. I love that they're Florida State, Oklahoma State, Joe. That's a good matchup. Do you think that I think Florida State's defense is good enough so that they're going to be able to take care of the Oklahoma State offense? Your thoughts?
Well, Buddy and Tom, Oklahoma State lost 28 seniors off last year's team. All right, that tells you all you need to know. They're not going to be able to. They can't. I don't think they can hang in there with Florida State. So I think it's just a question of time there, and I see Florida State winning that game easy.
Well, they're pretty good, Joe, as you might know. We'll see what happens, but things do change. Ohio State's a different place now. Columbus, a different team with the loss of Braxton Miller. This time of year, things happen. Joe, we appreciate it. You have a great weekend. We'll get ready to talk next week about the opening of college football season with Joe Williams of Mile High Sports, named as the top sports talk show host in Colorado by none other than Dusty Saunders. Thanks, Joe.
Boys, they'll tee it up and we'll all party like it's 1955.
I'm ready. Thank you, Joe.
All right.
All right, Joe. All right, I want to thank our guests today earlier on. Good session with Lieutenant Billy Woods and Major Don Maines. Billy, of course, of the police department, and Don Maines from the sheriff's department.
Let me ask you real quick. Do they play the Colorado State game, first game of the season, just to get the hell out of the way because it's so bad?
It's not good. It hasn't been good for a long time. Yeah. And thanks to Joe Williams, and also thanks to my broadcast partner, Tom Schmitz. I'm Buddy Martin. Have a fantastic. Don't forget tomorrow, 10 o'clock, a replay, Southern Fixing Tonight, right here on the Voice of Ocala.
She grew up in an Indiana town, had a good-looking mom who never was around, but she grew up tall and
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at party time.
My name is Bo Briggs. I'm a sixth-generation Ocalan. I practice law with my father at the Briggs Law Firm. Over the years, we've seen many changes to Ocala and many changes in our profession. What has not changed is our commitment to our clients. You will speak with and get to know your attorney. That will never change. A lawyer will personally handle your case, not a paralegal. So if you've been injured in an accident and would appreciate personal attention, you can reach us at 671-4600 or learn more at thebriggslawfirm.com.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz of the Voice of Ocala, heard daily on these airwaves from 3 to 6 p.m. People always come up and ask me, is Buddy Martin really a nice guy to work with? And I always tell them, sure, he's one of the nicest guys you could ever meet. It's a pleasure working with Buddy every day. It's almost like no work at all. Did that sound believable? Wait, is this still on?
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala and Bellevue. Prestige, it's all there in our name.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Okay, easy. All right, set her down. Over there. Easy.
What are you doing?
Oh, honey, you're home early. Nothing.
Really? Because it looks to me like you've torn up the entire yard with this giant tractor.
Not all of it. There is a small section over there I didn't
That's
get.
not even funny. Why are you tearing up my yard?
Well, the sprinkler head broke.
So you thought it was a good idea to fix it with a huge tractor?
Well, not at first, but then when I tried to fix it, I hit the main line. Thought it would be a good idea
You thought all of this was a good idea? Here's an idea. Why don't you just call Mike Scott Plumbing? It's that easy. In fact, let me help you out with that. 237-2888.
But it's the weekend.
I know. They don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. Remember the commercials? If water runs through it, they do it. And they're already on their way. So get this monstrosity out of my yard.
On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
A crane? Really?
Hey, it's Christy with Ocala Mac and PC Repair and Ocala Guest Wi-Fi to let you know we have you covered. We are the only local certified Apple and Microsoft computer company in Ocala. We are family owned and operated. From mobile repair to wireless networks, viruses, new systems, or security cameras, we do it all. Check us out online, ocalamacpc.com, or give us a call, 352-566-8324.
Tell them Nick, Madison, or Mason sent you and get free diagnostic.
Get your internet telephone service from the company that brought affordable internet service to Ocala in the first place. All is Safe is a sister company of Ocala Guest Wi-Fi, a company you've known and trusted for all your internet needs. Whether you need a phone or hundreds, we've got the products and services to meet your needs both now and in the future. Our plans include everything from local and long-distance calling to equipment maintenance and even software upgrades. You can count on All is Safe to give you cost certainty knowing that your bill will be the same next week, next month, or even next year. Call 352-450-8647 today to learn how to cut your monthly telephone bill up to 60%.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Don Matheson. The Obama administration hinting that it may expand airstrikes against Islamic militants in Iraq.
The ISIS fighters battling Iraqi forces are able to range back and forth into neighboring Syria, making them an elusive army of an uncertain size. U.S. planes are hitting ISIS fighters in Iraq, but not in Syria.
Fox News Radio's Steve Taylor. The head of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is going to West Africa to see firsthand the Ebola outbreak. The trip is
part of his agency's efforts to stop the worst Ebola outbreak in history. But Dr. Tom Frieden says the CDC can't do it alone.
This is very difficult.
Dr. Frieden says Ebola-affected regions need a surge in treatment centers.
Fox's Jonathan Seri. A grand jury has started considering the case against the cop who killed Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri, the killing sparking nearly 2 weeks of unrest. Fox News. We report, you decide.